Wonderful, beautiful people. This is Jeff J. Hunter, and right above me is David DiGiorgio. He is a beautiful person in and out. He's a wonderful client of mine. He also is a huge 90/10 life supporter. He's all about automating and delegating his crap. I want to give a little intro of David before we go into this because he's a huge action taker. Me and this guy have been talking for a while. And I don't want to steal your thunder, David, but you were kind of like on the fence, like, oh, I really want to get a virtual assistant, but like I don't really have a reason why, or I don't know what I'm going to do with a VA. And I suggested to him a LinkedIn strategy that I always recommend to people is the easiest way to start working with a virtual assistant is to have a virtual assistant make you money. Because that's what I love, the cost neutral hiring, guys. So I'm going to do, my wife says it sounds great. Thanks, honey. So guys, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to share this video real quick, but before I do, I want to intro David. He's actually the founder of the Unapologetic Speakers, and it's a group that basically helps people find their inner strength like me and basically develop themselves as a community and learn how to be a better public speaker. And I will have to say, since joining into David's group, I've learned a heck of a lot. And secondly, he just launched brand new. It's called the Global Thought Leaders Network, and he just launched his first ever live event in Hawaii, and that was really successful. So congratulations there.
Thank you.
So before we get into the strategy and before we start showing people what we're going to do here, because you're going to see right here a relationship that he's already built on LinkedIn. This is a relationship he's already built on LinkedIn, and by the way, he's built hundreds of relationships already, but more importantly, turning these relationships into gold, actually turning them into sales, which is really the important part of social media networking. So I'm sure I didn't even touch the surface on what you do. Why don't you tell them a little bit more about yourself? And I'm going to share this video out.
Awesome. Yeah. So we just a month ago, we had this crazy idea, my business partner and I, who you also know, the amazing Sam Riley from Australia. And we thought, you know what, we're both going to be in Hawaii at the same time. So why don't we do something cool? And the idea of the Global Thought Leaders Network was born, and we launched, and we had no connections in Hawaii, nothing. And we managed to pull off a great building influence workshop. We enrolled people into this whole network idea, and everyone is loving it. And since then, when we got home, we said, okay, we're onto something here. And that's when I reached out to you, and we'd already been working together. Your team has been working with me on my social media and stuff, and it's been amazing. And I said, okay, LinkedIn, ever since they made their changes with Sales Navigator and everything, I'm like, we were kidding right before the call. I was like, ain't nobody got time. I don't have time to learn a new system and to be on top of it. And I've done LinkedIn lead generating before. And I was like, no, I can't. I don't want to do this myself. So I'm really thankful that I reached out to you, because it's really helped us to already expand and get the word out about Global Thought Leaders Network much faster. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. But in addition to that, I've created the Speaker Experience at Sea, and I work with amazing speakers. I'm a TEDx coach. I'm going to be organizing a couple of TEDx events next year here in San Diego. So lots of stuff going
Count me in,
that I'm sure. What's that? Oh yeah.
So count me in. I'm coming down, support you.
Awesome. Yeah. So more and more I am looking at, leaning into the 90/10 life model, because I've realized before we met, and I joked with you about this, is like, no, I'm doing 90%. I'm doing it all backwards. Absolutely backwards.
You're living the 1090 life.
Totally. Yeah. And I was miserable. And now I'm starting to shift over, with the support of your team, and you're brilliant. So thank you for that.
Oh, well, thanks. And for those of you who might not know all about me, I know I've got a lot of new connections recently because I've been featured on a few summits I was speaking at. If you guys might have seen me at the agency summit, first off, the 910 lifestyle is a philosophy about basically spending your life, spending your work, spending your purpose and your passion on what really lights you up, really the things that you enjoy doing, the things that are really your unique abilities, the things that you're the best at, the things that give you the best result in life, whether that be A lot of times people that run their own businesses, they don't even have time to spend with their families. Sacrifices that are made for relationships are horrendous. They're working long 12, 14, some 18-hour days, craziness. And like that saying that entrepreneurs are the only people crazy enough to work 80 hours to avoid working 40 hours a week, right? So with that philosophy set, guys, I want to tell you very specifically now, if you guys are using LinkedIn, I'm really curious. If you guys are using LinkedIn, if you guys can type 1. If you haven't really used LinkedIn or you're not really getting much traction on it, type 2. I want to see, hi Rita, I want to see how many people here are actually using LinkedIn, because we're going to show you some really cool tricks that we're using right now ourselves to actually increase not only our engagement, but actually increase the value of our network and get sales. So that's what I'm going to see. Okay, so Steph says 1, she's using it. Rita says 2. For those of you guys that are watching the replay, please also type 1 and 2. That way I can get a grip on how many people are using it, because I'm really curious. A lot of people don't use LinkedIn because they think it's like a dead zone, right? But it's because the messages that we send on Facebook are not the same type of messages that we need to send on LinkedIn. And the reason why is people go on LinkedIn for one reason. They want opportunities. It's all about networking. It's all about money. It's all about an online resume of, hey, look how important I am. And people want to feel, now this is on every platform, people want to feel important, but they only sign up for LinkedIn for professional gain. People go on Facebook because they want to connect with their friends. They don't come on Facebook for professional gain. Matter of fact, that's against the terms of service. You go on LinkedIn to increase your network worth, right? Your network is your net worth. So we're going to show a live example of that. So before we go any further, I want to show you guys some crazy stats, okay? And that's a great idea, Rita. Put that on your plan. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So what David's doing right now is he's trying to increase his brand and his reach for 2 products. One being his Unapologetic Speakers Program, which is a group, it's a paid group that you get into with other speakers and work and develop on your own talent and craft. You also get to practice. It's kind of like a virtual Toastmasters, right? His other is called the Global Thought Leader Network, which is an actual live in-person event where you work with other thought leaders and you also work on your public speaking as well. So it's kind of a mix. It's a really good blend. So he's trying to basically generate his network and get more people into both programs. So what we're doing here, though, is I love David's approach. He has a very passion-based, driven approach, which I think works absolutely the best on any platform, by the way, because what he does is he says, guys, what is your vision in life? What is your purpose in life? Like, what is your big vision? And you know what? People love to talk about themselves. So all he does is he just asks them the question. He lets them do the talking. So right here, I want to show you an example conversation with one of the people that have actually turned into an opportunity for him. This is Charlie, and he's the CEO of I can't even see what that is because it doesn't say. He's a CEO, founder and CEO of a company. And here's the best part of it, guys. He's not actually doing this himself. He has a virtual assistant that he has send connection requests to people. Just like this, if you want to show them what the connection request looks like. It should be the very top message there.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
Hi Charlie, I came across your profile and I am intrigued by the work you're doing. I'm the co-founder of the Global Thought Leaders Network. We are creating more community and a global platform to expand opportunities for thought leaders with big ideas worth spreading. Boom. Right? So he has a really good connection. The connection request is so important, guys, because I want to tell you something that a lot of people don't know about LinkedIn. As soon as someone accepts your LinkedIn request, you have their contact information. You have their name, their phone number, their position, their email address, anything that they're crazy enough to give out. And by the way, on LinkedIn, since it's a professional network and people want opportunities, they give their information out. On Facebook, you can't find someone's email. You can't find someone's phone number. It's very challenging to do so. On LinkedIn, it's like, Oh, here you go. And you can export your entire contact list in 10 minutes. Boom. So every connection you have is a potential customer, a potential client, at least a valuable relationship to help you develop your network. So he has a virtual assistant who sends out 50 connection requests every other day. And here's the strategy that I've developed. We send out connection requests, we build the network up, and then we send up follow-up replies. So David has carefully crafted a bunch of message requests that go out automatically. His virtual assistant sends them customized messages based on their interactions and says, hey, for example, hey Charlie, great being connected with you here on LinkedIn. Quick question, I'm asking thought leaders across the globe, what's your big vision for the world? Wow, powerful, right? What's the typical answer that you get on that? Is it all over the place, David?
It's a little all over the place, but for the most part, I don't think people don't ask each other what their vision is. And as soon as you do that, it's like people bring their defenses down in a good way. Like they share what their vision is, what they're up to. And I'm getting a lot of really amazing answers from people that are very inspiring. You know?
And the other thing is too, it's not you selling something. People are so
No.
tired of people selling something online, right?
Right.
I mean, as soon as you connect with someone, you're like, "Hey, bud, I want to send you my free my free guide or whatever."
Right. And there's a few, it's really interesting because there's a few people, obviously, I don't know, maybe they have their own VA teams or their own like, process or a bot that replies automatically or something so here's what you don't want to do on LinkedIn. You don't want to reply with, check out my stuff here and click on this link and then schedule a call here and do this and look at my article. And by the way, and this is a real example, by the way, I graduated from Harvard. Someone actually put that in there. And I was like, you know what? Maybe if I went to Harvard, that would be relevant to me, but I didn't.
Congratulations.
So I was like, wow, that's really pretentious. So
congratulations on being a pretentious prick.
Right. It just didn't make any sense to me. So what I found with and we have a couple of versions of these messages that we send out, because we split test it and just to see which ones work better.
I'm going to get geeky right there. I'm going to pause right there and get geeky because if you're like me, guys, if you're a numbers guy, so just a little fun fact about me in the past, okay? I am a corporate IT project manager. That's what I did. I have 10 years of IT administration and project management background. I love stats. I'm a numbers guy. And I'm going to open up a spreadsheet really quick of David's opportunities he's had. I'm not going to. So he's had 17. I'm going to get rid of those names now. Oh, there's more.
Yeah, right.
Well, he's had a lot of opportunities from this campaign. So I have a virtual assistant team of 5 people that specifically do just this strategy for my clients. And these are all the opportunities that he's collected. And you started doing this, it looks like October 25th is the very first day.
Right.
So since October 25th until now, so 3 weeks, he's already had 17 opportunities on his calendar. And how many sales, do you know offhand?
I'd have to double check. There are definitely 3 sales out of that.
So
and there might be some more, but
so that's about a 1 a week, right? I mean, if you throw it
1 every week, and I think what's important for people to understand, because I've done LinkedIn strategies myself before, but we're converting a completely cold audience here in a couple of messages, building enough trust and rapport, and going to a call. And then people are closing. So I think people really need to put that in perspective. When you've got this nailed down and you have the support and you're not spending, because when I was doing it myself, I was literally spending 2, 3, 4 hours a day just sending out connection requests and managing it. Like the system, you guys have it down. Like your team has this. Like I don't have to do anything. I just had to tell exactly who the kinds of people we wanted to target, more or less, and with a keyword search. And then every day I get a wonderful message from someone on the team who's managing the project saying, hey, we've reached out to 50 people today, and here are the responses that you need to deal with. And anytime that someone shows any interest, we just get a list of links, and I just click on the links, and then I can go and respond to them. It's brilliant. Yeah.
I'm muted. Everyone's saying that I'm muted. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm muted. Now I'm not muted. What I'm saying here, guys, is that this right here is actually, as a project manager in background, they couldn't hear me, so I'm going to repeat myself, David. I apologize.
No problem.
What you're seeing here is actually a project management tool. This is something that I teach inside the 910 Life program. So I have two main operations that I'm involved with: VA Staffer, which is my virtual assistant business, and then I have the 910 Life, which is about showing people how to build their own teams, how to utilize virtual assistants better, how to use virtual teams better, and really get the most out of building a business using a virtual team. That's what the 910 Life is really about. It's about leveraging a virtual team, whether it be in the Philippines or India or America or South America or wherever you live, UK, Australia, whatever. Building remote teams is the future, guys. The future is here. Remote teams are taking over because they're less costly. There's no overhead. You can pay contractors instead of having onboarding fees of employees and office space and things. This is the future. The startups of today are living remotely. There's actually cases every day of startup companies in San Francisco, in Palo Alto, in the Silicon Valley that are leaving their office spaces and moving to a 100% remote. So this is something that I do. It's my specialization. David's the unapologetic speaker. That's what he does. This is what I do. I build virtual teams, guys. I'm the virtual business visionary. That's what it is. So right here, what you're seeing is actually the responses from the beautiful Layen. Layen is the team leader. She's been working with, I guess, dozens of these LinkedIn lead generation campaigns. And so if you guys are interested, my LinkedIn strategy is something that I sell by itself. So if you have a virtual assistant already, you can literally start using this right away with them. Nick Snap, who has Rodolfo, his virtual assistant, he's basically having our team help him onboard his new virtual assistant to use a strategy. And of course, if you need a virtual assistant to help you with this, message me. I can help you out. But like David was saying earlier, this is every day he gets a message saying, hey, there's some messages that you need to reply to, and he clicks on the link, and because my team is logged in as him, they're doing the contacts. They're spending the 2 to 3 hours a day building his connections, building those relationships, so all he has to do is reply when they actually start biting the bait. And that's the joy of it. If you guys have used software like Duck Soup and things like that, you're like, yeah, sure, you can pay a lower cost and you can probably have an automated bot system, but it's not going to have that human element, guys. See, this is what's really important today, the human element. That's what's missing. In a world where everything's automated, it's so important to not be automated. Now, let me take that back. It's automated. It's just not a bot. It's automated with people. Right. We have human beings that are actually doing this that can use their brains and respond accordingly.
Yeah, and I just want to say that's, I think, the really critical part is humanized, right? And because it's not just a bot, so I also have some bot strategies on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you just never know, it's a little bit harder to keep track of things on the bot. And what I like about this is that there's someone monitoring it constantly and letting you know when a reply is needed. And so then as long as those initial messages that you're writing are very human and show interest in the other person, then you're good to go. It's been, because I was really nervous about it. I didn't want to come across as a computer or a bot, right? And it's been great. I've really enjoyed it. Every morning I wake up to some new links to reply to, and I just go through them, boom, 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 really quick. It's been amazing. This has been like the best campaign ever, because like I said, I do have experience. I went through a couple people's courses, and I was doing the whole thing. I had my own spreadsheet, and I couldn't keep up with it. It's a full-time job. It really is a full-time job.
And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the spreadsheet, because I just want to remind people how much work this would actually be if you did this yourself, to have a spreadsheet of all these opportunities, and to be following up on them. What they're doing is they're sending these messages. So if you guys are interested in setting up a virtual assistant marketing campaign, you can definitely learn more about it. If you go to virtualassistantmarketing.com, that's where my LinkedIn strategy is if you just want to purchase it one-off and just use it for yourself. If you already have a virtual assistant, if you want to actually get this set up with my team and help you out, I'm more than happy to do so. All you have to do is just send me a message. I'd love to have the type of success for David. David is not, as much as I love David, he knows he's not the only one having success with this, guys. Vanessa Shaw, who is an amazing speaker herself, she's just doing an amazing job, killing it, getting people into her women's network as well. We have podcasters that are using this to get really amazing people featured on their podcast, and also to get them featured on podcasts. We have some people that are contacting out book authors for doing some collaboration stuff. We have people that have SaaS products, software as a service, reaching out to businesses, helping them solve problems by using their software services. There's so many different ways. If you have a really good product or service that people want. We have people that are selling Facebook ads, that are going out and reaching out to chiropractic offices and plastic surgeon and things like that, and getting Facebook leads to do their Facebook ads and different things like that. So
yeah, and I just want to mention, Jeff, too, that it was because of the shout out that happened of Vanessa Shaw's success that I was interested, actually. That's what pushed me over the edge, because I know Vanessa, I know her work, I know the quality that she brings to the world, and I thought, wait a minute, if she's happy with this and she's converting some high-end people, then I know it can definitely work for me. Because I just wasn't sure. You just never know. There's so many people out there selling all these strategies and whatever. You just never know. But as soon as I heard, like, okay, I know what her audience is like, and if people are converting using a strategy with you doing that, I said, then I need to be in. So that's what pushed me over the edge. So whatever is holding you back, like, check it out. It's so cool. Like, I love it. I've gotten so much of my time back through this.
Awesome. And that's what I'm all about, guys, getting time back and getting things moving forward. Again, if you have a business that is looking for new leads, or maybe you're looking for, maybe this isn't the strategy for you. Maybe you're overwhelmed with leads and you just need someone to help you with fulfillment or help you in your business. Hit me up. That's what I do. They don't call me the outsourcing tycoon for nothing. Be more than happy to help you guys out. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. By the way, I do want to give a shout out to my webinar tonight. It's been a long time since I've done an online training. It's been, months since I went to New Zealand back in early September. And tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a live training with 3 strategies that you can use to build your actual business using a virtual assistant. I'm going to show you a prime example of one of my most amazing examples ever, Liz Benny, who grew her business tremendously by using outsourcing to 10x her revenue. And by the way, I mean huge numbers, from $6,000 a week to $75,000 a week. And also, I want to teach you guys my cost-neutral hiring methodology. Like I was telling David, a lot of people tell me, I get this every day. I'm not like messing around. People tell me all the time, I would love to have a virtual assistant, but I can't afford to hire one right now. Well, after listening to David's story, how can you afford not to have one? He hasn't even had a whole month of this program, and he's already seeing 3 leads that converted, and he has hundreds of new valuable relationships. My last secret is the exact same way that I've used to train my virtual assistants, because I have over 50 virtual assistants right now at my company, and let me tell you, It was not always easy. My very first year, I hired and fired 26 virtual assistants. 26. One of them worked and actually is still with me here 4.5 years later. Her name's Rodora. And I want to tell you guys, I want you to not deal with what I dealt with growing my virtual team. So David, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to give you the last shout out. Give some shout outs, give some thanks to people. I want to hear who you're thankful for.
Oh man, well definitely I'm thankful for you and your entire team, Rodoro, Leanne. Like they're so amazing. It's been such a pleasure. I want to thank my badass partner in crime in this new venture, Samantha Riley. Amazing. Global Thought
Shout out
Leaders
to
Network.
Sammy.
Really, yeah, up to something big. And the biggest shout out that I have to give is to my husband, Heath, who has been watching me do all this craziness and supporting me, traveling around the world as we build this business and listening to all of the good and the bad and the ugly. And so, babe, thank you so much for being there with me.
Thanks for putting up with your husband, babe.
Right? Yeah, seriously. And
that's what I tell my wife all the time. Thank you for putting up with me.
Seriously, because this is crazy. You know, I run this is the living room. Welcome to the living room, you know, and so it's all every part of our life. So every time that I have a few hours less to work on in my business and I can be in my relationship, that's a good thing. So yeah, thank you for that.
I think that tells a lot about your character. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Hope this was valuable to you. If you need some help doing some stuff on LinkedIn, I've already given you some really good tips that you could take and waste your time on right now. Or you can hit me up and I'll make sure that someone does it for you. Have a great day. David, thanks again. See you guys later.
See ya. Bye.